As a video production company, serving clients, trying to grow, trying to make good decisions, trying to make stuff happen, I don't have the time nor the knowledge to do this by myself. I have a lot of help. One of the key players on my team is my accountant. The way I see it, all small businesses will benefit from hiring an accountant. In fact, my accountant has helped me with over 10 different things in just the first 2 years of business. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kendrick Dish. I'm the owner of multiple businesses, and on this channel we explore the tools and techniques that help creative businesses thrive. Okay, first things first, let's figure out what accounting actually means. According to Webster's.com, financial accounting is the skill or practice of maintaining and auditing accounts and preparing reports on the assets, liabilities, etc. of a business. Now that's different than bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is the skill or occupation of maintaining accurate records of business transactions. So with those definitions being established, I don't think you need an accountant just to manage your books. Things like invoices and expenses can be handled by you with the help of good software. But an accountant can do your books if you don't want to, you don't have the time, or you don't feel like you're the right person for that task. So at Vertical River, I handle the day-to-day books, and I lean on our accountant to answer questions and troubleshoot any mistakes regarding bookkeeping. So beyond that, here's what else my accountant takes care of for Vertical River and my newer company, LX Property Films. Best practices. I didn't even take a basics business course in college, so I don't pretend that I'm some sort of business expert. I'm figuring out a lot of these things as I go, and I rely on YouTube University, but also I lean on my accountant to tell me what is the best practice when it comes to financial management for the business. She advises on the legal obligations as well and makes sure we are compliant with the financial rules of running a business. This is invaluable. Taxes. There are both quarterly and annual taxes that need tabulated and paid. She handles this automatically for us, and I don't have to worry about it. She just sends me an email that says I paid this much for your quarterly taxes. Annual is a little more involved, but she handles 90% of that for me too. So I don't have to worry about the taxes much. It makes my life a lot easier. Payroll. Our company is set up as an S Corp, and that means we have payroll to deal with. I get paid on a salary, and I have Social Security taxes, Medicare taxes, federal withholding, and state withholding, and she handles all those taxes for each of our paychecks every month. Now with employees, there are several compliance factors that need to be understood and complied with, and it's really best to have an accountant handle this part of the business for you because you can't afford to make any mistakes here. Vertical River also relies on a team of freelance contributors for many of our projects. Of course, that means needing to collect W-9 forms and then later on processing the payments from the year, sending that information to the IRS, and distributing the 1099 forms back out. Now that's quite a process, and I'm very glad my accountant handles it for me. Workers' compensation audit. Many of our clients require a variety of insurance policies in order to work with them. This is fine, it's normal, but it can be a pain. I'll make another video about insurance if that's something you think would be helpful. Now, one of the insurance policies we're required to carry is a workers' compensation policy, and for whatever reason, this requires an audit every year. It's a chunk of paperwork, and each year I just forward the audit request over to our accountant and she just handles it. I tried filling out the forms myself the first year, but my eyes glazed over and I passed out. I am not built to handle tedious financial forms. General advice. LX Property Films is a new video brand I developed for shooting and editing real estate videos. But as I was setting this up, I had a lot of questions on how to manage the financials of two companies that were sharing resources. So after a few helpful chats with my accountant, we came up with the solution that LX Property Films would be a division of Vertical River. There's certain bookkeeping practices that help us keep things separate for accounting purposes, but ultimately they are both tied to the same bank account, and there's only one tax ID number reporting income to the IRS. In order to do this, I had to also let the state government know that Vertical River was sometimes doing business as LX Property Films. This is known as DBA, doing business as. It's what allows you to receive checks with different names on them as well. And during the pandemic, the tax laws were changed a bit to help small businesses. It was great to get updates from someone researching these changes and interpreting the legalese for us. We actually were able to benefit from some of those changes, but I wouldn't have known about them or what to do without the advice of our accountant. So her advice is very important to me. Loan applications. Now, Vertical River tries to stay in the black, but that's not always possible, especially when trying to navigate doing business during a pandemic. We ended up applying for and receiving a PPP loan, and I had some major help in getting that taken care of. Again, the paperwork for that is a gigantic pain in the ass, and I'm thankful there are accountants who can do that kind of thing for us. Company structure paperwork. Company structure or business entities is a whole different video topic, which I may do in the future if there's interest, so let me know in the comments. But our accountant gives us information and helps file paperwork for that process. For example, Vertical River is an LLC, but LLC isn't a recognized entity by the IRS, so you have to choose which type of corporation you want to get taxed as. We are getting taxed as an S Corp, and that took some paperwork to make happen. It also took time and knowledge to get it set up correctly. I don't think I would have done that without the help of our accountant. So an accountant can help you decide which business structure is right for you and help you get it set up correctly. FYI, we used a lawyer when filing the original LLC formation paperwork, but an accountant can also serve that purpose for you if you don't want to hire a lawyer. But I do suggest hiring a lawyer to do it because of the legal advice that's helpful when you're first getting going. Asset depreciation. Okay, so this is a very confusing topic that I don't really comprehend very well, so I'm glad my accountant does understand it. Asset depreciation is the concept of writing off the value on a purchase over time instead of all at once. With expensive camera gear and things like production vehicles and buying office furniture and things of that nature, there's a lot of benefits that can be realized if you depreciate the asset over the useful life of the item instead of only at the time of purchase. Managing these depreciations and reporting them correctly takes time and knowledge, neither of which I have a lot of. Peace of mind that we're legit as a business. One of the easiest checks I write each month is the payment to my accountant. There's a significant amount of peace of mind I get by knowing that she's got my back as a business owner and that she's taking care of things to make sure we are legit with the government and with our finances. For me, it's a key ingredient of being a successful business owner. I know bigger businesses have even more accounting needs, and eventually they hire CFOs to manage the business finances. But when you're just getting started, having this advice from an accountant is very helpful. If you got all the way to this part of the video, can you do me a favor and hit that like button? It really helps, and it doesn't even cost you anything. Now, I hope you found this information useful and that you become more successful after watching it. Let us know in the comments what you thought about these ideas, and if your accountant helps you with anything that I may have missed. Subscribe if you like this kind of thing, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.